annoyed by this information stated for, and I quote, "How many police or army did you kill? I don't want to hear that. They are killing you. How many did you kill?" Unquote. The caller then responded that they have burnt the Orile police stations and Ilasa police station. The defendant then told the caller not to wave the green flag of Nigeria, but a blood-stained flag with the color green, white, red. He further responded to another caller by saying, "What I want them to do is to set ablaze the United building along Marina on fire. Every federal government property in Lagos should be burnt. That is what is going to be signal to the world that people have had enough. I want every federal government building in Lagos to be on fire. Every federal government vehicle or anything belonging to federal government, burn it. Go to the Murtala Mohammed Airport, burn it. How many soldiers do they have? Manufacture your own weapons and unquote." The result of this incitement is the killing of several military officers, police officers, DSS officers. The incitement also led to the destruction of several police stations in Lagos across the southern states of Nigeria. According to PW5, he led a team of officers to investigate the destructions and killing of the security personnel that occurred during the EndSARS protest of 20th October 2020, as contained in Exhibit PWD2 and Exhibit PWD2A. The results were quite alarming. The court is mindful not to attribute all the happening during the EndSARS protest on the defendant. However, there is no doubt that the incitement by the defendant contributed likely to the killing of security operatives as well as destruction of public property. The defendant incited people to destroy property such as the Lassa police station, other police stations, and properties of this government. The evidence before this court shows that the said properties were actually destroyed, such as the Lassa police stations, the High Court of Lagos in Igoshere, as well as BRT buses belonging to Lagos State government in this whatsoever to commit the terrorist act willingly or knowingly. The defendants have been established to be a human being by the prosecution. For the second ingredient, it is important to understand what incitement means. According to the Supreme Court per Nikitobi DSC of blessed memory in CASA and the state citation supplied, hold and I quote, "An encouragement here means an act of making someone to feel brave or confident enough to do something by giving active approval in support of the crime." Incitement also have the element of encouragement. By incitement, the person is provoked by a strong passion or feeling to commit an offense. The word "set" is a word of quite a number of synonyms. The two words "set on" connotes the resemblance of causing to attack or chase, like one may be, say, the fisherman prepare the bait to set on the fish. It also has the element of antagonism. An instigation, the act of instigating, means something happened by the actions or conduct of a person who is the starter. By the act of instigation, the co-accused is propelled or gingered to commit an offense, unquote. Likewise, the online Oxford Dictionary defines incitement as follows: the action of provoking unlawful behavior, urging someone to behave unlawfully, unquote. The Cambridge Dictionary also defines incitement as follows, and I quote, "The act of encouraging someone to do or to feel something unpleasant or violent," unquote. Drawing from the above definitions, the incitements involve provoking or instigating people to do an unlawful act and in their instant terrorist acts. The prosecution has led evidence showing that the defendants made broadcasts inciting public to take up arms against the security personnel in Nigeria to kill them and their family members. The broadcast of 21st day of October 2020, as contained in the PWW, the defendants said, and I quote, "Radio Biafra is now in the hand of the enemy of our freedom. I don't know how much they paid for it, but I know that Britain spent over 4.8 billion a few days ago to suppress what is happening. That is what they have done. I told you a while back that Britain was now in charge of what is happening in the zoo, and you thought that I was joking. They have now come with their clamp down, but they are now going. They are not going to succeed. Radio Biafra belongs to us, but why is it not playing out our program right now?" Unquote. The defendant also stated, "I am telling you people to go to the bush. Whenever you see a military convoy, you attack them. Whenever you see a police convoy, attack them. They are human beings and they also bleed. Any person with a police uniform or any army in any army uniform is an enemy of the people." Unquote. Around 57 minutes to this video mark, the defendant stated, and I quote, "They came to Tinubu. It is surprised that after British High Commissioner came to Tinubu, they opened fire on protesters in Lagos. You should know, you should not by chalk that the woman is a devil, a big devil. She too will get her comeuppance." Unquote. The defendant was referring to Katrina Link, the British High Commissioner at that time. The defendant also said, "From what will happen in Aba between today and tomorrow, we tell you how serious we are. Every police officer with uniform, once you come out from your house with police uniform, you are dead man walking." Unquote. Callers were calling in from places like Aba, like toll gates and other parts of Lagos, Ibadan, Abuja, Jos, Abia State. Even one Jacob called from Nasarawa State. And the defendants kept giving orders for these callers and other listeners to kill every police and soldiers. The defendant even told the people how to build an improvised bomb. He asked them to go to a filling station to get fuel in a bottle and put a rag in it. Then they should set the rag ablaze and hold it at soldiers. In responding to a caller call from Abuja, in that same broadcast of 20th October 2021, the defendant, while inciting his listener to attack the relative of security personnel, stated, and I quote, that every commander they have given his name, find his children. I want to get him in trouble. When they take me to court and ask why I said such thing, I will tell them why. Find the commander. His name is Ifu Umata. Find his children. Find his children. The commander of those on the ground. Find their children. Very, very important. Find their children. Unquote. If defendants went for that, and I quote, start attacking the police, take their guns, use them against them, manufacture motor tours, cocktail, manufacture bombs to bomb them, unquote. The defendant at about 2 hours, 44 minutes, 35 second mark, while concurring with a caller who informed him of the intention of him, other IPOB members, to burn down the Ezima police station, stated, not only one, I want every police station in Aba to be destroyed, completely destroyed, and burn them down. It is an order destroying them completely. Anybody who see them with police uniform, kill the person. Nigeria wants anarchy. We will give them anarchy. Unquote. In another broadcast, the defendant, while responding to a caller, stated this: "You people must devise strategy to outfit the army. There are some guns in Edo State right now, as we speak. Use those guns to kill one or two of their army officers. Take their guns and begin to kill other people as well, because they cannot sustain this protest for 3 weeks. There are guns in Edo State already. Kill the army whenever you see them. Take their guns and kill them." Unquote. The incitement of the defendant for the public to kill security personnel is quite clear from his big blockers. Not only incitement to kill security officers, the defendant even went as far as inciting the public to destroy all properties of federal government during the EndSARS protest of 20th October 2020. The defendant, in another live video dated 20th October 2020, the defendant, while responding to calls from his foot soldier during the EndSARS protest, stated, and I quote, "If you leave the Janjaweed and their agents the way they operate, if you leave them, believe you believe me, you will suffer. That very hotel must be brought down. I did not say set ablaze. It must be demolished. As an example to the rest, if you have not dealt with Tinubu in Lagos, the other will not learn their lesson. Tinubu is an evil man." The hotel referred here to is Oriental Hotel in Lagos, which the defendants alleged belonged to Tinubu. While responding to a caller, the defendant urged his callers to ambush the security forces during the protest and cut them off. He said, and I quote, "Go to the bush. You need to cut them off from the back, ambush them, take their guns from them and kill them. They are animals and not human beings. They may be wearing uniform like police or soldier, but they are animals. Disarm them and kill them. If you allow them to escape, your life is over, and I want Lagos airport to be on flame. Breached the perimeter fence and burn down the Lagos airport. If you have double barrel or pistol, go to the airport and burn it down. Set Muritala Muhammad airport on fire. Set it ablaze right now. You are dealing with animals. Fulani Janjaweed. They do not reason." Unquote. It is important to state that the said hotels and Muritala Muhammad airport and other property in Lagos, they are not in the north, where it seems to hate with passion. Even his own fellow Igbos people have property in Lagos. With destroying the property is said to be agitation for self-determinations. The threats and destruction which follow were corroborated in Exhibit PWD2, which is a pictorial pictures of the assessment of damage done to the Nigerian police alone in the state of southern states. So many of these police stations and even police officers were killed as a result of the incitement by the defendant. Also, Exhibit PWD2A, which is a compilation of death reports and certificates of death of security officers. In the report, the number of police officers who were killed was given as 128. Military officers were 37. Other security officers as 10. Number of police stations attacked were 164. INEC facilities destroyed were 9 in number. This clearly shows the extent of damage caused by the defendants through his inciting statements. Another caller called into the program informing the defendant that he was at Oshodi Apapa Expressway and that they are killing them. The defendant, annoyed by this information, stated for, and I quote, "How many police or army did you kill? I don't want to hear that. They are killing you. How many did you kill?" Unquote. The caller then responded that they have burnt the Orile police stations and Ilasa police station. The defendant then told the caller not to wave the green flag of Nigeria, but a blood-stained flag with the color green, white, red. He further responded to another caller by saying, "What I want them to do is to set ablaze the United building along Marina on fire. Every federal government property in Lagos should be burnt. That is what is going to be signal to the world that people have had enough. I want every federal government building in Lagos to be on fire. Every federal government vehicle or anything belonging to federal government, burn it. Go to the Murtala Mohammed Airport, burn it. How many soldiers do they have? Manufacture your own weapons and unquote." The result of this incitement is the killing of several military officers, police officers, DSS officers. The incitement also led to the destruction of several police stations in Lagos across the southern states of Nigeria. According to PW5, he led a team of officers to investigate the destructions and killing of the security personnel that occurred during the EndSARS protest of 20th October 2020, as contained in Exhibit PWD2 and Exhibit PWD2A. The results were quite alarming. The court is mindful not to attribute all the happening during the EndSARS protest on the defendant. However, there is no doubt that the incitement by the defendant contributed largely to the killing of security operatives, as well as destruction of public properties. The defendant incited people to destroy property such as the Lassa police station, other police stations, and properties of the government. The evidence before this court shows that the said properties were actually destroyed, such as the Lassa police stations, the High Court of Lagos in Igoshere, as well as BRT buses belonging to Lagos State government in Oyinbo. PW2 also testified that military couples were killed by those incited by the defendants in Olu in Imo State. In addition, PW4 stated that his driver and one of his tactical officers were killed as a result of the incitement. The action of the defendants were clear, as it was aimed to cause anarchy by killing security operatives in Nigeria, which would in turn lead to breakdown of law and order. The defendant had an evil intention to wreak havoc on the people and government of Nigeria. Are all these actions consistent with agitation for self-determination? The answer to this is in negative. His violent outbursts, as well as his instigations of the public to attack and kill security officers in southern Nigeria without provocation, was downright barbaric and without any conscience whatsoever. The defendant did not feel any concern for the family of the officers who were slain. He turned himself to a tyrant who could take life anytime he pleased. Such persons cannot be allowed to remain in society of sane minds. His shocking instigations to kill other human beings was incomprehensible, and this court hereby condemned it. But I must say that the evidence extracted is minute compared to the avalanche of. I must say that evidence extracted in this judgment is minute and very small to the avalanche of evidence and broadcast before this court by the defendant. The defendant made extremely threatening statements, incited people to violence. The prosecution has successfully discharged his burden of proving counts 4 and 5 beyond reasonable doubt. Consequently, the defendant is hereby convicted of the said counts 4 and 5. Now, count 6. For count 6, the defendant is charged with the offence of making a broadcast received and heard in Nigeria within the jurisdiction of this court, in furtherance of an act of terrorism against the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the people of Nigeria, in which he directed members of the indigenous peoples of Biafra, a proscribed organization, to manufacture bombs, thereby committing an offence punishable under Section 1(2)(f) of the Terrorism Prevention Amendment Act 2013. Section 1(2)(f) of the Terrorism Prevention Act 2013 provides: 2. A person or body corporate who knowingly in or outside Nigeria directly or indirectly, willingly, assists, facilitates, organizes, or directs the activities of person, organization engaged in any act of terrorism. The ingredients of the offence expected to be established are: 1. The defendant must be a person or body corporate. 2. The defendant must have assisted, facilitated, organized, or directed the activities of person or organization engaged in terrorist activities. 3. The defendant must have willingly assisted, facilitated, organized, or directed the activities of persons or organizations engaged in terrorist acts. The defendant herein have been established to be a human being. As to the second and third ingredient, the prosecution has led evidence to show that the defendant has directed members of the terrorist organization to build bombs, other explosives in order to attack security operatives. Indeed, in furtherance of its terrorist actions and following the incitement of persons to kill defendant security operative, the defendant also directed his members to build explosive devices, particularly omotosho cocktail. At about 1 hour 30 minutes 36 seconds of the broadcast of 20th October 2020, as contained in Exhibit PWW, the defendant, while responding to a caller about EndSARS protest, stated, and I quote, "Now, this night, I want graduates to go to work, graduates of chemical engineering, those who were born as engineers, manufacture any ordnance you can, because they are coming to kill you anyway, regardless of what you do. Go and manufacture any ordnance. I am calling on the youth in the middle belt, and I want any bridge that they can use to reinforce to be destroyed. They are going to come from the middle belt. This night, we have engineers everywhere, people who are intelligent. Go back now and give us your own version of omotosho cocktail. We must destroy them before they destroy us. Every youth tonight, anybody with a police uniform anywhere, especially in Aba, in Lagos, once you have police uniform or any army uniform, that person is your enemy. Attack them, because if you don't, they will kill you. If you are a graduate of physics or chemistry, no sleep for you tonight. Go and manufacture something to destroy the police and every army police position starting from this night." Unquote. During the said broadcast, while responding to a caller named Jacob from Nasarawa State, the defendant even told the people how to build an improvised bomb. He asked them to go to a filling station to get fuel in a bottle, put a rag in it, that then they should set the rag aflame and hurt it at a soldier. A omotosho cocktail, according to wikipedia.com, that I accessed at 1 a.m. on 20th November 2025, is a hand-drawn incendiary weapon consisting of a fragile container filled with flammable substances equipped with a fuse in use